Good afternoon, students. I am Ms. Vandana Pai. In today's lecture of the course Diploma in Human Resource Management, we will be discussing the paper number 3. Okay. In that, we will be discussing in today's lecture the project and the viva based on project. Okay, see, prior to that, let me discuss with you, okay, and revise the nature of paper number 3, which is based on practicals. Okay, see, when we consider the diploma in human resource management, whenever we think about diploma in human resource management, and that too the paper number 3. Okay, see, as we all know, the diploma papers, each paper, okay, the weightage of each paper is 100 marks. Is it? So, whenever we consider diploma paper number 1, it is for 100 marks. Diploma paper 2, it is also for 100 marks. Diploma paper 3, it is also for 100 marks. Okay, so overall, whenever we consider diploma course, okay, yes, it is for total 300 marks. Okay, so in that paper number 1, yes, we have discussed this paper. Yes, paper number 2, paper number 1 is entitled as Management of Industrial Relations. Okay, paper number 2, it is entitled as, yes, Compensation Management. Okay, then paper number 3, yes, which is a practical based paper. Okay, we have classified paper number 3 into 3 parts. Okay, we have classified paper number 3 into 3 parts. Which are these 3 parts? Yes, the first part is case study. The first part is case study. The second part is project, and the third part is viva voce. Okay, getting it? बघा, आपला जो डिप्लोमा इन ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंट हा जो कोर्स आहे, डिप्लोमा इन ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंट हा जो कोर्स आहे, या कोर्समध्ये 3 पेपर्स आहेत, बरोबर आहे. ओके, आपण सिलेबस आधी डिस्कस केलेला आहे. ओके, पुन्हा एकदा रिव्हिजन म्हणून मी आपलं स्ट्रक्चर क्लिअर करते डिप्लोमा इन ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंटचं. ओके, बघा, डिप्लोमा इन ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंटमध्ये 3 पेपर्स आहेत, बरोबर आहे. पेपर नंबर 1, पेपर नंबर 2 अँड पेपर नंबर 3. ओके, पेपर नंबर 1 जे आहे त्याचं टायटल काय आहे? मॅनेजमेंट ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशन्स. ओके, मॅनेजमेंट ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशन्स. ओके, त्यातला पेपर नंबर 2 जो आहे, डिप्लोमा इन ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंटचा पेपर नंबर 2 जो आहे त्याचं टायटल काय आहे? ओके, कॉम्पेन्सेशन मॅनेजमेंट असं त्याचं टायटल आहे. ओके, आणि पेपर नंबर 3 जो आहे तो प्रॅक्टिकल बेस्ड आहे, म्हणजे प्रॅक्टिकलवरती आधारित आहे. ओके, तर आपण जेव्हा ओके ह्या तिन्ही पेपर्सचा विचार करतो, दॅट इज पेपर नंबर 1, पेपर नंबर 2 आणि पेपर नंबर 3. इज इट? ह्याचं टोटल, ह्याची जी टोटल आहे ती 300 मार्क्स एवढी येते. ओके, म्हणजे टोटल जेव्हा आपण डिप्लोमा इन ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंट याचा विचार करतो, ओके, तर टोटल 300 मार्क्सचं वेटेज डिप्लोमा इन ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंटला आहे. ओके, आता त्यातल्या त्यात पेपर नंबर 3 जो आहे, पेपर नंबर 3मध्ये 3 पार्ट्स आहेत. ओके, म्हणजे ते जे 100 मार्क्स आपण म्हणतो डिप्लोमा इन ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंट पेपर 3 मधले, ओके, तर त्याचं वेटेज जे आहे ते 3 प्रकारे क्लासिफाय केलेलं आहे. कोणते आहेत ते 3 प्रकार बघा. पेपर नंबर 1 जो आहे, पेपर नंबर 1 जो आहे तो म्हणजे काय? येस, पेपर नंबर 1 जो आहे तो त्याचा एंटायटल आहे. त्याचं टायटल काय आहे? तर त्याचं टायटल आहे मॅनेजमेंट ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशन्स. पेपर नंबर 2चं टायटल काय आहे? कॉम्पन्सेशन मॅनेजमेंट. पेपर नंबर 3 जे आहे त्याचं टायटल काय आहे? येस, प्रॅक्टिकल बेस्ड, दॅट इज येस प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट, वायवा अँड केस स्टडीज, और केस स्टडीज, प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट अँड वायवा. ओके, तर हा जो पेपर नंबर 3 आहे त्याच्यामध्ये केस स्टडी असतात. ते 40 मार्कांसाठी 30 मार्कांसाठी आहेत. प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट 40 मार्कांसाठी आहे आणि वायवा जो आहे तो 30 मार्कांसाठी आहे. ओके, पुन्हा एकदा रिपीट करते. ओके, सी इन पेपर नंबर 3, okay, the paper number 3 is classified into 3 parts. Which are these 3 parts? Yes, the first part is case study, the second part is project report, and the third part is viva voce, which is dependent upon the project report. Okay, now whenever we consider the first part, that is the case study. Yes, what is the weightage provided to case study? The weightage provided to case study is for, yes, 30 marks. Okay, and for paper number for the second part, okay, for the second part, that is project report. Okay, project report, the marks given to the project report is 40 marks. Okay, or the weightage which is assigned to the project report, it is 40 marks. Okay, and the third part, that is the viva voce, it is for 30 marks. That is the weightage provided to case study, it is for the viva voce it is 30 marks. Okay, now whenever we consider project report, okay, project report, yes, for 40 marks you are required to do or prepare a project report. Okay, now whenever we consider the project report for diploma in human resource management, see what is needed to be added into such type of project report. Okay, we will be discussing in today's lecture. Okay, and what should be included in viva. Okay, what is viva, how to give viva, is it, all these things also will be discussed in today's lecture. ओके, बघा जेव्हा आपण पेपर नंबर 3चा विचार करतो, ओके, त्याच्यामध्ये प्रोजेक्ट जो आहे तो 40 मार्कांसाठी आहे आणि केस स्टडी जी आहे ती 30 मार्कांसाठी आहे आणि वायवा वोस जे म्हणतो आपण, ओके, त्याला 30 मार्क्स आहेत. आता हा जो वायवा वोस आहे तो तुमचा जो प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट तुम्ही बनवाल, ओके, त्याच्यावरती आधारित असणार आहे. ओके, गेटिंग इट? सो see on the screen your yes, some points are mentioned. Okay, see whenever we consider the project report, is it for diploma in human resource management, yes, you should be preparing a project report based on some subjects related to human resource management. Okay, some of the subjects, some of the project titles will be discussed to you in this lecture. Okay, see, for example, see the titles: a study on the various employee welfare schemes at so and so company. Okay, HR policies and implementations at BPO. Okay, then employee retention strategies at so and so company. A report on recruitment and selection, okay, a report on training methods at dash company. Okay, these are the few titles which I have listed. Okay, these are the few titles which I have listed. Okay, see, based on one of this title, what we will do, we will discuss a project report, and it will be helpful for you to prepare a project report based on this guidelines. Okay, see, in a project report, for example, let's consider the first title, that is the study on various employee welfare schemes at dash dash company. Okay, for example, if we consider a XYZ company, okay, if we consider a XYZ company, okay, you can take any HR company. Yes, the HR company, any HR company you can take, for example Infosys, for example, yes, Sintel, okay, such type of companies, okay, any MNCs you can take, or any HR related company you can shortlist it, okay, and it can be your project, okay. So if the title is a study on the various employee welfare schemes at Infosys company, for example, okay, then what you are required to do? Yes, first you are required to introduce your topic. Okay, you are required to introduce your topic. Means what? Okay, in this introduction, you need to introduce what is employee welfare scheme. Okay, means see, for example, employee, who is employee? Employee is a person who works with you. Yes, he is the human resource of your organization. He is the human resource of your organization, right? Okay, so whenever we go through this person, okay, whenever we think about this person, okay, his absence and presence does matters for your organization, right? Okay, his absence and presence does matters for your organization, right? Okay, employee is very important into your organization. Why? Yes, unless until this person works for your organization, your production activity will never get completed, is it? So when we consider employee welfare schemes, see, in introduction to the topic, you are required to justify your title. Yes, you are required to justify the title. Is it? Means why you are doing this study? Is it? What is the title? What was the statement of problem? Is it? You are required to introduce. You are required to introduce. Okay? Means what do you need to do? Yes, you are needed. You are needed to tell something about employment welfare schemes. Is it? You are required to tell or introduce something about the company. For example, if you consider Infosys company, okay, you are required to, yes, note something related to Infosys company. Related to Infosys company. Okay. Then conceptual knowledge. Then conceptual knowledge. What is conceptual knowledge? Conceptual knowledge means knowledge related to the concept. Okay, conceptual knowledge means knowledge related to the concept. Okay, means for example, okay, if we take employee welfare scheme, okay, what is employee welfare scheme? Okay, which are the different types of employee welfare schemes? Okay, for example, okay, allowances, career empowerment, okay, stress management schemes, insurance schemes, security schemes. Okay, all these are included in employee welfare schemes. Okay, for example, see, you might be knowing, okay, or you might be aware about it. Stress management, is it? See, working for long 10 to 6, Is it? Working for long, 10 to 6, that is for 8 hours and all. Is it? See, whenever we are working for so long period of time, for 8 hours and all, okay, continuously whenever you are working, what happens? Yes, after a period of time, is it, your energy level goes down. Your energy level, it goes down. Is it? Okay. Now whenever we consider, okay, whenever we consider such type of organizational environment where you are working for 8 hours long, okay, see, you are in need of some break. Is it? See, whenever we consider the corporate world, or whenever we consider MNCs, okay, in MNCs, in multinational companies, okay, what happens? Yes, whenever we consider multinational companies, okay, nowadays, okay, they give the employees the targets. Okay, they give the employees the targets. So whenever we consider different targets, okay, targets means you are required to complete so and so work in so and so period of time. Is it? See, it is quite stressful. Right? Okay, it is quite stressful. Okay, so see, it is also a practice in MNC. It is also a practice in MNC that, okay, what is the practice? Yes, at 4 p.m. across, usually, at 4 p.m. across, usually, a music is played. Okay, and what you are required to do? Yes, you are required to dance on that music. Is it? Why this thing is done? Yes, this is a strategy to relieve, okay, this is a strategy to relieve stress into you. Okay, this is a strategy to relieve stress into you. बघा, जेव्हा आपण एम्प्लॉई वेलफेअर स्कीम्सचा विचार करतो, एम्प्लॉई वेलफेअर स्कीमचा विचार करतो, काय असतं हे एम्प्लॉई वेलफेअर स्कीम? येस, एम्प्लॉई वेलफेअर स्कीम म्हणजे बरेचसे स्कीम्स असतात, ओके, ज्याच्यामुळे, ओके, एम्प्लॉईच्या मधील जे स्किल्स असेल किंवा एम्प्लॉईला जे सेक्युरिटी हवी असते, जे प्रोटेक्शन हवे असतं, ओके, ह्या सर्व गोष्टी तिथं प्रोव्हाइड केल्या जातात. ओके, फॉर एक्झाम्पल प्रॉव्हिडंट फंड, इज इट, फॉर एक्झाम्पल, ओके, सम labor welfare, some insurance schemes, some protection schemes, okay, all these things, okay, so का करतात असं? Yes, because if you care about your employee, is it, if you care about the health of your employee and other things, okay, if you provide freedom to your employee, then what happens? Yes, if you provide freedom to your employee, then what happens? or if you provide security to your employee, what will happen then? Yes, it will result into, yes, high productivity amongst the employee. Is it? तशाच प्रकारे बघा, इज इट, स्ट्रेस मॅनेजमेंट. ओके, स्ट्रेस मॅनेजमेंट नावडेज काय केलं जातं? ओके, स्ट्रेस मॅनेजमेंटसाठी बघा 10 ते 6-8 आवर्स कंटिन्युअसली हे एम्प्लॉईज काम करत असतात. ओके, आणि कंपनीज काय करतात, MNCs युजली मल्टीनॅशनल कंपनीज ज्यांना म्हणतो आपण, ते टार्गेट्स देतात. ओके, ते टार्गेट्स देतात. आणि जेव्हा टार्गेट्स दिले जातात, ओके, काय रिक्वायर्ड असतं की त्या दिवशी तेवढे टार्गेट्स त्यांनी कंप्लीट केल्याशिवाय घरी जायचं नसतं. ओके, मग लिमिटेड आवर्समध्ये करा, अनलिमिटेड आवर्समध्ये करा. लवकर झालं तर तुम्ही जाऊ शकता, इट नाही झालं तर तुम्हाला थांबून ते टार्गेट कंप्लीट करावं लागतात, नाहीतर कंपनी तुम्हाला पेनलाइज करते. ओके, ह्या सर्व गोष्टी ह्या प्रेशरमध्ये कुठेतरी त्याचं जे मेंटल हेल्थ आहे, ते अफेक्ट होत असतं. सो in conceptual knowledge, what we are required to do? Yes, we are required to define the concept of employee welfare scheme. Okay, first of all, what you do is you you divide the words into 3 parts. That is, what is employee, what is scheme, is it? Then you are required to elaborate it, define it, is it, give the meaning of such type of schemes, and what are the different schemes which are included into it. Okay, it will be your conceptual knowledge. Then profile of the company. Okay, profile of the company. Here what you are required to do, yes, you are required to go through the details of the company. Okay, for example, if you have selected Infosys company, okay, where is it, when it was established, where is its headquarter, okay, then who is the founder, okay, how many branches it does has, okay, then okay, what are the various facilities provided by Infosys, what are the different products, okay, of Infosys, okay, such kind of thing you are required to mention in the profile of the company, this title. Okay, then objectives of the study. Okay, objectives of the study means what? Yes, objective of study means so here what you are required to tell, yes, objectives of the study. Okay, objectives of the study means why you are studying the particular topic, why you are studying the particular topic. You are required to mention it here, you are required to mention it here. Means what? Yes, you are required to highlight objectives like to study the employee welfare schemes in so and so company. Second objective, to study whether employee welfare scheme has an impact on overall performance of the employee. Okay, to study, okay, to study whether, okay, to study whether, okay, the employee welfare scheme has its importance into organizational development. Okay, so such kind of thing can be the objectives of your study. See, for illustration purpose, we have given some of the titles of the project and we are elaborating based on it. Okay. Then hypothesis of the study. Okay, see, as your study, it is dependent upon secondary data. You need to mention it. You need to mention it. Okay, here what you are required to note. Yes, first you are required to mention that, okay, the present study, it is based on secondary data. Okay, right? Then what you are supposed to do into hypothesis. Okay, in hypothesis we are required to mention something which is related to objective. That is, there is a relationship between, yes, there is a relationship between employee welfare scheme and performance of the employee. Okay, there is a relation between, okay, organizational performance and employee welfare scheme. Such type of hypothesis you are required to mention into the hypothesis of the study. Okay, then significance of study. Okay, significance of the study means how this study is important. Okay, why a person should do this study. Okay, see, if okay, we think about significance of the study. Okay, see, studying employee welfare schemes, surely it will motivate. Surely it will motivate. Whom it will be motivating? Who will be motivated by this? Yes, okay, the employees. Okay, and they will give their 100% devotion, right? They will give their 100% devotion, dedication towards the work. Okay, due to employee welfare schemes, what will happen? Yes, overall a kind of strength will be generated into the employee community. Okay, due to this what will happen? Yes, the employee will be benefited. Okay, and if employee is satisfied, is it, if employee is satisfied, okay, the satisfied employee, surely, yes, that is job satisfaction, will result into overall progress, overall his progress, right? He will contribute 100%, he will take efforts, 100% efforts, he will give 100% devotion, dedication towards completion of the task. Okay, which will ensure productivity, okay, which will further ensure overall organizational goal accomplishment, which will leads towards, okay, overall organizational performance, is it, and the organization will achieve all the objectives of whichever they have, yes, whichever they have planned for. Okay, then findings. Overall, after doing the findings, okay, what you got, what you found, is it, for example, there is a relationship between employee welfare scheme and organization performance. This was one of your findings. Okay, such kind of thing you are required to mention here. Okay, then conclusion. Okay, see, in conclusion you are required to mention a paragraph, okay, in which you will highlight your study. Yes, you will summarize your study into this conclusion. Okay, getting it? So, see, if we go through other titles, that is HR policies and implementation at BPO, okay, see, you can shortlist any BPO, that is business process outsourcing, okay, which is commonly known as call center and all, is it? You can highlight any of the BPO. Yes, you can study the HR policies of this BPOs, okay, how they are implemented. Okay, then first you can introduce your topic, then you are supposed to, yes, elaborate the HR policies concept, then you are supposed to, yes, lay down the objectives, you are supposed to first give the profile of the company on which whose HR policies you are highlighting. Okay, then policy of the company, profile of the company. Yes, you are supposed to give the details of the company on which you are doing the project report, or on whom you are preparing the project report. Okay, then objectives of the study, for example, to study the HR policies of BPOs. Is it to study the impact of HR policies on working of BPO, to study the dependability of HR policies on productivity of the human resources or employees. Okay, such can be your objectives of the study. Okay, then hypothesis of the study. Okay, there is no significant relation between HR policy and working of BPO. There is no significant relation between HR policies and performance of the employee. Okay, such can be the objectives of hypothesis of your study. Then the significance of the study. Okay, why studying HR policies of BPO is important, you're required to, yes, mention it in the significance of the study. Then findings of the study. Okay, findings of the study means after studying this topic, what did you found? Okay, for example, you might have found that, okay, you might have found that, for example, okay, after studying, you found that there is a relation between HR policy and the performance of the employee. That can be your finding. Okay, there is a relationship between HR policies and overall performance of the organization. Is it? This can be your findings. Okay, in conclusion, you are required to summarize your project. Okay, then the third title, let's discuss it. Employee retention strategies. Okay, employee retention strategies. See, labor turnover, it is a very much problem nowadays. Is it? Labor turnover means the frequency through which, okay, the frequency through which your employee, okay, the frequency through which the employee rejects your job or resigns your job and he approaches the other company. Okay, that is called as labor turnover. What happens, see, okay, okay, whenever we consider Japanese management, in Japanese management, what is done? In Japanese management, okay, usually, yes, if an employee leaves a job and joins another job, yes, it is a normal thing. But if for the second time he leaves the job and approaches the new job, yes, he will be treated as incompetent employee and he will never get any type of recruitment or selection. Okay, but whenever we consider in our context, okay, such kind of thing is not entertained. What we do? Yes, surely many of the times, okay, surely many of the time we leave the job, okay, giving the reasons related to the organization's environment or the organizational workplace or the working hours of that organization, right? So what happens if some of the issues, some of the reasons, or some of the conditions, or some of the situations, okay, in the company, if they are not in favor of us, what we do is we leave the job, right? Okay, so whenever we consider companies, okay, what they do? Yes, these companies, they do train their staff. The companies, they do train their staff. Okay, they train their staff in such a respect that, okay, after some period of time, they are able to handle the work single-handedly. Is it? But what happens after giving the training, after a due course of time, okay, if there are some situations into your company, if there are certain issues into your company which are not satisfactory for that person, if your workload, if your work schedule, if the environment which you are providing to that person, the culture of your organization environment, is it, or the organization behavior, if it is not in favor of that employee, what he does, yes, he resigns the job, which is not good for your organization, right? Okay, so when we consider employee retention strategy, what is employee retention strategy? Okay, the strategies or the different measures adopted by the organization, the different measures adopted by the organization through which, okay, through which the employee is taken care about by the company in such a way that he never leaves your job, he never leaves your job. Okay, then so you can highlight any of the company. What you can do, you can highlight any of your company, and what you can do, yes, after highlighting the company, you can, yes, you can highlight your company, and what you can do is, yes, you can study the employee retention strategies of such type of company. Means, okay, if they think that the employee should work with them for a long period of time, okay, what are the different methods which are used by them? Is it, do they provide some schemes, do they provide some allowances, do they provide some kind of security to their employee, so that their employee works with them for long period of time? Let's discuss the second topic, third topic, a report on recruitment and selection. See, recruitment is a process through which a general appeal is made in the public. A general appeal is made in the public. Whomsoever is interested for this job, they can apply it. For example, banking recruitment. Okay, so they are in need of so and so people. Is it? So what they do? They appeal in the public. They arrange for an examination. Okay, through that the people they are required to. The people they are required to attend. The people they are required to attend such type of examination. If they clarify it, then they will be selected. Okay, after completing the process, okay, they will be selected into the organization. For example, some of the MNCs, what is their practice? Yes, whenever we consider MNCs, their practice is that, yes, what is the procedure adopted by the recruitment? What is the procedure of recruitment adopted by such type of companies? Yes, they usually arrange for campus drives. Okay, campus interviews are taken by them. Okay, they appoint the freshers. Is it? Then what is the procedure? See, usually, yes, they arrange for such type of campus interviews, campus drives. Okay, in which first, okay, the scrutiny of the applications is made. Okay, first applications are entertained, then the scrutiny of the application is made, then some kind of group discussion is taken, then aptitude test is taken. After that, yes, personal interviews are taken. After that, the training program is arranged. Okay, and then this person is selected. Okay, the person who qualifies all these things, okay, all these procedures, okay, this person will be, yes, this person will be selected for it. Okay, so as per the types of companies, okay, for example, when we consider banking institute, okay, what is the process of recruitment and selection adopted in banking institute. Okay, first thing is they do a general appeal through advertisement into the website or newspaper. Okay, after that the people, the candidates, aspirants, they fill the application form. On a good day, the examination, pre-examination happens. Okay, within 1 month or so, the results of such type of pre-examination, they are declared. Is it? After this, the people, the candidates who qualify the pre-examination, they are supposed to appear for men's examination. Okay, the person, the candidate who qualifies the mains examination, yes, he has to appear for interview. Okay, and in the interview, if he qualifies, okay, if he answers to questions asked by the interview panel, okay, if they think that his overall performance is good, then they do select this person. Okay, so you can have a project report on recruitment and selection of any bank, of any HR company, HR related company, any MNCs and all. Okay, and the fifth topic is a report on training methods at dash company. Okay, means you can highlight the different training methods which are adopted by HR companies. Okay, and what you can do is, yes, you can mention those training methods and how the company is adopting the distinct training method. For example, on the job training, off the job training, okay, inductions, is it? Such type of training methods they are used. Why? To upgrade the skills and knowledge of the employees who are working with you. Okay, so with this I conclude today's lecture. Thank you.